Hello! So today I'm coming to you with wet hair, and you know what that means? It's a hair video. Today I'm going to show you how I braid my wet hair. So I always braid my hair wet because I have really curly hair. So this helps keep everything under control. So I'm going to show you how I do all of that. First, I'm just going to go over the tools that you need, or that I use. You might not need all these, you might need more, but these are the things that I use. So I always have a spray bottle because I don't like my hair getting dry when I'm braiding. Leave-in conditioner. So I use Bounce Curl. I already put it in my hair and I already sectioned my hair into 2 different sections, but it's really important, especially now in the winter time, that you use leave-in conditioner so that your hair doesn't get dry. I also have a brush, just a regular paddle brush to smooth as I'm braiding. A rat tail comb. This is what I use to part my hair to get this nice sharp part. I have a lot of people ask me how I get the part to be this sharp. This is how I do it. And then I also have a little alligator clip. This is what I use to hold one of the sections while I'm working on the other section. Finally, I have some elastics. These are really cheap and easy to get. Be careful about how you remove them. A little trick I use is I use a seam ripper and I just get in at the end of my hair to rip it out to break it open instead of pulling it off, because if you pull it off, you're gonna have hair come off with it. Let me fix my collar. So I already have my hair sectioned, like I said, and I have the conditioner in. I just did a little off-center part. You can do further off-center or in the center. It's the same steps. The only reason I do off-center is because it lets me cheat a little bit. The braids don't have to exactly mirror each other. I would suggest, if you're a new braider or not a confident braider, to do an off-center part. So I'm gonna put this section up. This just makes it easier to not grab the wrong hair. So it's just in a little bun. Today I'll be doing Dutch braids, which is the one where you put the hair underneath. It makes it pop a little bit more. So I'm just spraying down. My hair is pretty wet, but I like it to be very dripping wet. So I start with actually quite a small section. I like the braid to start as close to my part as possible. A lot of people ask me that too. So I'm just going, let me get closer. So I'm just taking some hair and putting it underneath. So I have the 3 strands and I take hair and I put it underneath. You can see I have the back strand and I take some hair, and I don't take a lot of hair. That's also how you get a really nice, neat, tight braid. Don't take too much hair in one section. So I'm taking some hair and I'm putting it underneath. I try to take as even amounts of hair in each section as possible, because if you don't take even amounts, the braid will get all wonky. And as I'm braiding, I just take the section and I kind of make its own little part. Ooh, a little knot right there. So I make its own little part and I just take it in my fingers and make sure it's smooth. That feels smooth. And then I just pull pretty tight. I'm at the point where I can't really add too much more hair holding it this way. So this is something weird I do. I braid a little bit down and then I hold it and I flip my hands around. It's a very strange thing. I've never seen anyone else do it, but it allows me to braid and get it still taut at the end. If I was still braiding that other way, the hairs wouldn't be as taut to my head. This, allows me to have it really nice and close. Sorry you can't see the back, but the back is just the same exact thing. Just the hairs in the back are a little bit thicker and healthier than the hairs right here at the top. The only difficult part about the back is that there's more hair because the hairs generally are thicker and because we have all of my hair already in the braid. Because I have curly hair, I just comb through the sections with my fingers a little bit to make sure that there are no bumps as I go along because I don't like any hairs to be sticking out. You just want to make sure all of the hair is smooth. I actually don't finish off the very end with the ponytail until I do the other side. I like to have the little ponytail sticking out at the end to be as even as possible. I'm taking out this section, and it should remain relatively wet because it was in a bun, but it's gonna be the same exact technique. For this side, the strands are gonna be actually a lot smaller than the other side. And the reason why is because right here for me, I have a lot of baby hairs. You can see it on this side, there's a lot of baby hairs, and this part is much closer to my baby hairs. Also, if I take a larger section on this side, the braid will start further down on my head. I like this really small section, which is hard for beginners to do because the smaller section, there's less to grab onto, but as you continue to practice, it gets a lot easier. I have my 3 strands. I try to make them relatively even, which they're not right now. Okay. And then I start with the back section on this side, and I put that one under, and then I put the front one under, and then it's time to add in hair. And I really add in very little to start with on this side because I'm trying to get the braid to start as soon as possible and also keep it as tight as possible. So it's really tiny, it's really hard to see, but you'll start to see it form. There's dogs outside, dogs. It just takes a minute to get past the baby hairs, which I am officially past. Woo! If you have bleached hair, it could be a lot more sensitive. And if you've bleached like curly or kinky hair, your hair is a lot more vulnerable to breakage and falling out. So you have to really be careful about like how tight you're making your braids. What I'm doing now is I'm adding in my elastic at the end. And I didn't add the elastic on the other side to see how even I could get them. I open it up with my mouth. If you're braiding on someone else or using their elastics, don't open it with your mouth. Open it with your hands. Don't be gross like me. So I have this, and I just twist it around my finger a little bit. If your hair is really dry at the end, I would suggest and you didn't add any leave-in, I would suggest taking just a little bit of water and a teeny bit of leave-in and putting that in the ends because it's more likely to break. So now I have that little curl. People always ask me how I get it like that. It naturally curls like that, but I just give it a little bit of help. And then I'm gonna do it on the other side. It just makes it cute at the ends. So that's the braid. Those are the braids. I don't really know if I gave as much of a tutorial as I did more just some tips. These are ideal for going to the gym. These are perfect for swimming. You can pin them up like this, but with the ends tucked in, and it's all the way wrapped up. And I actually wear it like that as like a style, like a more fancy style, and sometimes put flowers in my hair. But I would say this is perfect for athletic days, or if you have really curly hair and you know it's gonna be raining for a few days and you don't wanna put all that product in your hair, this is perfect. That's it. If you guys have any questions about taking care of braids, tools to use, or if you want me to do a tutorial that's a little bit more up close and giving you more of like a step-by-step instead of like a tips and tricks on how to braid your hair, I can totally do a step-by-step, a little bit closer, a little bit more intimate. If you like this video, stick around to watch some other videos that I'll be putting out. Thanks for watching. Bye. I have a couple in my little strawberry shortcake Band-Aid box. That's what I use as my ponytail holder. Go some.